Jay Turner's up. He says, maybe I should ask this in the local GMB Pro Facebook group, but here it goes. Should we Citation Builder Pro users be taking advantage of the auto? Okay, so he's talking about the auto poster, the GMB auto poster. Should we be taking advantage of the auto reschedule post option? Seems like reposting a near me keyword post every day would be worthwhile, or will reposts have very little benefit because they are not original content? That's a great question, Jay. Actually, I just addressed this at POFU Live. I'm happy to share that here, though, guys, because there is something that you can do to reduce expenses or reduce your overall time required for this. Because if you're using the GMB auto poster, our auto poster, there is an option to reschedule a post or republish it. So, for example, you have to do this. You can't right now. I don't think the functionality is available if you do bulk upload via CSV file. But if you do it manually, where you schedule each post, you can go in. You can select the time and date for when it publishes, and then there's another checkbox that says republish post. And if you enable that or check that box, it reveals a drop down that will show you. It'll like how many, when would you like to republish? And it says, 1 day, every 3 days, every 7 days. And then there's one for every 30 days. And so, what I suggest doing is going through and scheduling out 30 posts, 1 post per day, or whatever your frequency of publishing is for the asset that you're doing that for. Typically for most of the stuff I do, I just publish 1 post per day, 7 days a week now. And because of the auto poster, it makes it simple. You schedule all those out. So you schedule out 30 posts for 30 days. And then on each time you schedule the post, you add it to republish 30 days from that day. Does that make sense? So on day 1, you schedule post 1. On day 31, you schedule post 1 again. Does that make sense? And what's great about that is you can have it automate. All you have to do is schedule it one time and it will automatically post. And in the next month, it'll just start that cycle over again. Now, I do recommend having probably, and we just started this method myself, so I don't have any data yet to determine whether we should absolutely change the posts or not. But what I would suggest is at least preparing for every 90 days or so, swapping out the images and the post slightly, varying the post text slightly, and then rescheduling. So again, this is something you can train a VA to do. You can train a VA, set up a training video and a process doc showing them how to go in and schedule 30 posts. You could even train a VA to grab 30 images or optimize 30 images with EXIF data and all that stuff. Optimize them, upload them, schedule them out, and then publish or click the reschedule, republish option, schedule them out for 30 days, and then have a calendar reminder set up to every 90 days. They go back in, swap 30 images out and 30 posts out for the next quarter, if that makes sense. And that's something that you could train a VA to do, and it wouldn't, you wouldn't have to worry about it anymore, and it would get done. So that's a great question. Absolutely, guys. If there's a way that you can reduce costs for GMB posting, like I pay some of my VAs, one in particular who does GMB posts for clients, I pay her per post. So every post she publishes, she gets a certain amount for them. It's $3.50 a post, and so that's a lot. So if you can figure out ways to reduce costs, you can do that. Now, for clients, I wouldn't recommend doing the republishing stuff because you can charge them for unique content per post, right? So, but for lead gen assets, I would absolutely recommend that you reduce your costs if possible. That's a good question, Jay.